In this episode, we profile the lives of homeowners on the proposed route of the Mountain Valley Pipeline. People are speaking up to save their piece of heaven from disruption.
People spoke about it, the effect on their life, on the environmental disturbance that such a large pipeline would cause. And the more I learned, the more disturbed I got, in the sense that it was going to carry natural gas derived by fracking and by a company that did not have a good reputation. They were being sued for contamination of streams and groundwater and aquifers. So I called the company back and I denied permission. Many people come here for relief from the city, to come here for recreation. The general scenery, if you go up just on the Blue Ridge Parkway, not far from here, or the Appalachian Trail, which goes through this area, you come to realize how many people this region serves in a beautiful way. Why do we have to go this route through this type of area? Is there not some other solutions to the movement of this material?
The pipeline is going to follow the power line that goes through here, which is right behind this tree over there towards 601. It will cut through Mr. Saki's property. It will cut me off from the road, and it will destroy the forest where it comes down through there. It'll be running right along Sinking Creek, right past the red-covered bridge, up over this hill over here, right past the cemetery where my neighbors have put their loved ones for generations. Goes back probably a couple hundred years, and it's just unthinkable to me that they would run a line through here and destroy so much history and so much beauty. This property is my heaven on earth. It's isolated, it's quiet, there's no artificial light here. You can see the Milky Way at night. I had this vision of the pipeline exploding on the road leading to my hollow, and it acting as a blowtorch where all this gas inflamed engulfs the entire hollow. It burns down the barn, my house, in a matter of seconds, and then sets the entire woods on fire. The beauty of my property would be threatened by the line, even if it doesn't explode.
We have a spring on our land that we can document has been flowing freely for over 150 years. And this spring feeds our geothermal heat pump. However, if they start blasting this ridge that my spring comes out of, they're going to disturb all the fracture lines that currently feed the spring, or at least they're going to potentially do so. That is, of course, on top of perhaps contaminating our water, which is another concern. Plus, we're in a valley. If the bloody thing springs a leak, there's no odorant in it. We're going to suffocate if we don't blow up. Mountain Lake is right up there. It's going to come right on down, come down through here. Our house is on this side of this ridge. Incidentally, we have just made arrangements to have the water from both our well and the spring tested prior to the beginning of construction, because we want some baseline data, and we are encouraging everyone else along the easement, right-of-way easement, to do the same thing. This morning we found out there's a third one proposed, and that's particularly annoying because it means these companies are just competing with one another to make a buck, and it doesn't really matter about us at all. It just matters which company gets access to the fracked Marcellus and Utica shale fastest, so they can get it into the Transco line and get it up probably significant portions to Maryland, where it can be exported as liquefied natural gas, especially if the Russia-Ukraine issue gets big, because now Europe is getting its natural gas from Russia. And all of a sudden we'll have a vast market. So that's why these guys are pushing so hard. That's why they want it in within 2 years. They want to get all that gas and be ready to ship to Europe, which will raise our gas prices. And yet they say this is in the public interest, and because of that, they can seize our land. Of course I'm angry, because I feel that the private citizens no longer have any rights in this country. The country is now controlled by big business, because big business feeds political figures. So everything is against us. And we found out that FERC is funded by fees from the projects that it accepts and authorizes. So the very agency that is supposed to be deciding is this a good idea has everything to gain by passing it, by sending it on, by wiping us out.
Beginning on November 1st in Washington, D.C., for 5 days in a row, FERC entrances were blockaded by people impacted by FERC decisions and fracking. There were over 100 arrests and no corporate media coverage. In our next episode, we'll cover both the legal, environmental, and energy company views on the pipeline.